Let's talk about one of the things that finance YouTube seems really obsessed with, which is this idea of your first $100,000. You'll see this thumbnail everywhere. $100,000 is the tipping point. $100,000. If you can only make $100,000, then you're set. Why is that? Why is all of finance YouTube so obsessed with this number? Most people aren't anywhere close to this $100,000 mark. And it's not because they're lazy or because they don't care about their finances, but the reality is the world is a really difficult place to save money. And even saving, even the first step of even just having it in your pocket is something that's really, really out of reach for a lot of people. So in this video, I'm going to break down why $100,000 isn't the milestone that you think it is, and why we need to set our sights just a little bit smaller in order to maximize our financial discipline and our consistency over time. So if that sounds like something that's helpful for you and interesting, hit subscribe and let's dive right into it with why is finance YouTube so obsessed with this $100,000 mark? Well, the answer is compound interest, and we've talked about compound interest on the channel. You can check out the video here. Once you've got that amount invested, in theory, it starts to grow on itself, and after a few decades, the growth starts to snowball, and yes, you eventually hit $1 million. That part isn't a lie. The maths does check out generally, but here's the problem. Maths is not life. The pathway to wealth and financial security is not a straight line that goes up like this. It's really messy. It's really inconsistent. It's really tough. Life is not a consistent experience. And so for people who have very little left over after their mortgage is deducted, after their groceries come out, after you fill the car with petrol, even just putting away a few dollars, let alone investing consistently into something that you might not see the fruit of for a long time, is a massive, massive psychological barrier. Let's be honest with what we're up against, all right? Wages have not kept up with inflation. Rent and food prices are only increasing, where the food that you're getting is actually literally sometimes shrinking. Debt is common. It's so easy to get into debt. But on the flip side, financial education, like what you're watching now, or even these finance YouTubers, it's not that common, and it's boring. If you're not interested in doing better with your finances, I don't think many people are going to seek out this information because it is boring. Finances are boring. The truth is, for a huge amount of people, money isn't about investing. It's not about growing, and it's not about nurturing it and making it work fast. It's about surviving. No amount of financial YouTuber content or motivational speeches or anything like that can change that reality for some people. Let's say even if you get to this magic $100,000 mark, it's not that simple. Let's say you do it right. You grind for years, you save hard, you sacrifice, you don't have the latte and the avo toast, and you hit that $100,000 mark. Most finance channels will now say, great, put it away, leave it, and in 15 to 20 years, you'll be a millionaire. But they don't talk about what that actually means. It means not touching it when you're in between jobs and looking for work and desperate for cash. It means sticking to the plan when the market drops 30% and you see 30% of your $100,000, $30,000 just disappearing. It means resisting lifestyle creep if your income increases. Lifestyle creep is when your spending generally tends to meet your income. So if you're earning more, then people tend to spend more because they have more available. And then there's this idea of adding to it consistently even when life gets expensive. All right, I've done a lot of whining about this $100,000 figure, but what can we do about it? Well, this is the part where I don't say don't bother. In fact, this is a really, really good goal. And I hope you're hearing me that I'm not throwing shade at these YouTubers, because it is a really excellent goal. It's a nice round figure that you can be proud of. Building wealth is worth it, especially if you know what wealth means to you. For me, wealth means security, financial security for my family and my friends and for my community around me. And it means being able to invest meaningfully, not just into myself and my own finances, but into the people and the things that are important and the values that are important to me. But we need a different starting point. So I want to give you 3 ways in which we can break this $100,000 goal into something a bit more manageable. The first one is build the habit and not the number. Even $10 a week invested is better than nothing. It's better than $9. $9 is better than $8. $1 is better than $0. It's not about how much, it's about consistency over time. Money in a lot of ways is quite elastic, and what I mean by that is if we choose to make something a priority, generally we can eke out a few dollars to make it happen. So if coffee is really important to you, even if you're struggling, maybe you're like a student on a student allowance or needing to flat with friends, if coffee is something that brings you joy, it helps you get through the day, it helps you do your studying, then generally we can find the $6 or $7 to help us feel that joy. And so what I'm saying is prioritizing your investing, making it a priority, I think will help you identify $6 or $7 or $10 that you can put away towards that. Number 2 is to automate whenever you can. Now, automation is a fancy way of saying make things happen automatically. So when you get paid, make sure that you're setting up your bank accounts to move money across without you having to. And there's a few reasons why this is helpful, and I think the most important one is that it gives you less decision-making power over where that money can go. So you've set the habit. You know that this is not about the amount, this is about consistency. So it removes the ability for me to go, actually, you know what? Instead of that $10 going towards investing this month, I'm going to go buy 2 coffees, all right? Buy 1 coffee and have the rest automatically go into your investment fund. The third one is dollar cost averaging. This just means to buy at a consistent fixed interval or a consistently fixed time every Tuesday or every second Tuesday for a period of time. What happens is that the markets go up and the markets go down. In fact, I did a video, is it that one? Yep. I did a video about the stock market, and in it I talked about what causes stocks to go up and down, but they do go up, and when they go down big time. Dollar cost averaging is about riding out these waves of ups and downs, all right? So if you're dollar cost averaging, if you're buying, let's say every Tuesday, you're averaging out your price, right? So you're buying at the tops, but you're also buying at the bottoms because you're doing it more often and more consistently. And so over time, you should have a nice even average and riding out sort of some of the waves of the market, because the market is not a rational place sometimes. It can dip, it can soar, it can do everything in between. And dollar cost averaging is an excellent way for us to build wealth that's meaningful over the long term just by doing a little bit, just a little bit every Tuesday. $100,000 is not a fantasy, but for some people it may as well be. And so forget the $100,000 now. If that feels too far away, don't think about it. Ignore the videos that tell you if you can just make this $100,000, you'll be set. Don't start there. Start with the next $10. I promise you, building these consistency over time habits will create far more financial discipline, and you will get to that goal of $100,000 if you can build those muscles, if you can exercise those financial muscles, create that financial discipline, you will gain your $100,000, and then your compounding will work for you. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but we need to kind of bring our focus inward and down, and it's smaller for a bit before we can start aiming for this $100,000 clickbait number. Let me say this as clearly as I can. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not bad with money. These, just like any other skills, are built with practice, with consistency, and with perseverance over time. That's it. You're not going to learn a new language overnight. You're not going to learn to play a new instrument overnight. It takes consistent daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, years of practice for people to master these skills. And the good news is you can start right now. I threw this one up not wanting to again, I've said it so many times, but I don't want to throw shade at these finance YouTubers that inspired this channel. But putting myself into the shoes of people who are clicking on these titles and maybe are just a little bit desperate. I know when I click on these videos, I see myself as wanting to hit that milestone and feeling like I'm behind and that I maybe should have started doing this 10 years ago. I'm 37. I've had 15 or 20 years of good investing time, and there's always this idea that I haven't maximized it, I haven't done my best. But again, you're not broken, I'm not broken. We have an ability to participate in this thing, and we need to take those opportunities where we can. If this video was helpful for you, if you feel re-energized about your money and your financial discipline and your saving, let me know in the comments below. I'm Chris, and this is the Money Translator, and I'll see you on the next one.